So how's it going, everybody? Rishoto here, and recently Ayamira Entertainment had just released an English dub trailer of Filly Funtasia. If you aren't familiar with this series, I'll tell you all about it, but before I do that, let me tell you a semi-full background history in the making of Filly Funtasia. First of all, this is not a ripoff of My Little Pony, despite that Hasbro had already sued the Dracco company for copyright infringement twice, but I'll get back to that in just a moment. In 1997, the Dracco company was founded by the Anderson brothers Jacob and Henrik in Denmark, located north of Germany in Europe. In 2000, Dracco headquarters had to move to Hong Kong in China, and as of early 2006, Tina Norbull began developing Filly as well as the merchandise was being developed for Dracco. However, in May 30th of 2007, Hasbro sues the lead toy manufacturer Simba for copyright infringement, but allegedly Simba countersues Hasbro for their My Little Pony G3 dolls design. But in July 20th of 2007, Hasbro won this lawsuit, which led Simba to pay a substantial fine. They then sued Simba again for infringing Hasbro's My Little Pony G3 toy lines in 2010. However, the lawsuit was taking considerable, but didn't get resolved until 2013. Meanwhile, in the summer of 2012, the development for Filly Funtasia is just getting started, as Tina Norbull, one of the writers, has initially wrote the Bible of the animated series. In other words, it's a pre-release production for the main plot of the development on the series. Then, as of early 2013, Dracco had released a total of 6 promos, a trailer, and a few short films, which were later embedded to YouTube on April 8th. However, in early of 2014, the show got delayed and was moved to 2015 for broadcast. On a bright side note, Dracco have released some Filly merch, as well as released some Filly mobile apps, which I will discuss in a separate video later, but if you want to try these apps yourselves, then that's totally up to you, although you'll have to scatter around the internet to look for them. Now, in early of January 2015, Filly Funtasia yet again was delayed, and Dracco announced a new date release for 2016. However, during this time, a fanbase was created where users can post forums discussing anything related to Filly Funtasia on a website called FillyChan, which was somewhat similar to 4chan and PonyChan's format. Now, believe it or not, but Simba has become partnership with Hasbro as a new toy manufacturer for Transformers back in October of 2015. There was a time when Simba had broken with Dracco's licensing agreement. However, the legal action was yet appealed on October 5th, 2016. Nothing else happened in 2017 except more controversy, and at least one company went bankruptcy. But Filly Funtasia was not affected by this, as BRB International Studios were already detaching themselves from the production. But that doesn't mean Filly Funtasia was abandoned. And finally, as of early 2018, the Dracco brothers discussed their company's problems and announced that Filly Funtasia will eventually air in 2019 after an interview on the Danish finance newspapers. Now we've reached to March 11, 2019, where the first episode of Filly Funtasia airs on Frisbee Network. So now you know the history of Filly Funtasia. Now let's talk about the animated series, and there will be spoilers ahead, so be aware of that. The story of Filly Funtasia follows Rose and her friends who all go to a school in a magical land called Funtasia. The show also has an antagonist who goes by the name Wranglum, who has plans to conquer Funtasia. I personally don't recommend the first 2 episodes. Arguably the most recommended episodes has to be either episode 3, 4, or 5 is where you can start watching Filly Funtasia. But if you want to start from episode 1, then that's totally up to you. Unfortunately, there are a total of 13 episodes at this point. However, there has been an English dub trailer, as I mentioned from the beginning of the video, so chances are that the animated series will be making a comeback very soon. Other than that, if you have not seen the trailer yet, a link to the trailer will be in the description below. Also, if you want to keep up to date with Filly Funtasia content, go check out Funtasia Daily or go to their official Discord server to join the discussion. Links to those things will be in the description below as well. Now, I know I probably will be getting a lot of questions, so let me start by answering this. Will I still be making videos revolving around My Little Pony? Yes, I will, but just because I upload something randomly off topic from what I usually post does not mean I quit on My Little Pony. Am I glad that My Little Pony has ended? Well, at the same time, I hated the ending, but I'm also glad that it's finally over. Not in a bad way, but I look forward into something new, something fresh from Hasbro. Now the last question, will I be making more videos like this? Probably. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Well, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then be sure to rate this video, comment to give me some feedback, and subscribe for more content like this. That is all, and thank you all for watching.